All right, so I was going to show these guys what I've been working on. I've been all the stuff that we've already recorded. I've been trying to add to the Game Eye app to figure out how much it's worth, and we'll reveal what we figured out so far later. I've only added the stuff that we've already kind of gone through and figured out what we had. Remember, we're kind of going through kind of some old collections that got tucked away, wasn't really organized, wasn't categorized, wasn't closely reviewed or anything like that. I used to just buy stuff and then put it in a box and then put it in storage basically. And we weren't playing the games, we weren't going through the games, we didn't have an inventory, we didn't really know what was in there. So it got tucked away for years and years, long time. And just now pulling it out, going through it, we had a room full of stuff, and we went through a lot of it and looked at what it was. And then since we did that, I've been adding those things to the Game Eye app to figure out how much it's worth. And as we've been doing that, excuse me, bud, can you put that on the ground so we can look in the closet?
Oh, you put that in the closet?
Yeah, we put a whole bunch of stuff in the closet. So as we went through, or as I went through and added the stuff to the Game Eye app,
Can I touch?
then I have been putting it in kind of categories in here. So we'll be able to touch these later, but for now, we're not going to touch what's in there because I want to talk to you guys about what I figured out and yada, yada, yada. So on this, well, let's start over here on the right side. So on the right side, these are all like systems that I had when I was a little kid, and or even as an adult. Kind of, you can see a PS3 in there. But these are basically systems that I personally had, I personally played with. These were my systems that I used. And then right above that, you have the games that we've been. These are mostly more recent games. We haven't made it. Well, I guess these are old school NES games in here that we reviewed the other day. And then those are mostly newer games sitting there in the stack. There's a bunch more we're gonna add, but we haven't. They're kind of in this pile here that we haven't gone through yet. To figure out what's there. There's still a bunch of games in that pile. You can see a bunch of SNES games in there. Lots of different, a lot of paper media in there. And then right now I'm starting to add a bunch of these peripherals into the Game Eye system, which I've been pretty happy with it. You can add all kinds of stuff in there. It's pretty neat. Anyway, this is my stuff that I played with here. And then above that, like I mentioned, my mom was a gamer. We just recently inherited all of her stuff. So this is stuff that we got from her. And then up on the top shelf, we're just gonna be putting a lot of those wires and controllers and stuff just to kind of organize out where everything's at. And then on this side, these are the games and systems and stuff that, like I said, I acquired over the years. Bought, a bag full of games at a yard sale, or a box full of games off Craigslist, or I mean, honestly, I think that's the only two areas I bought is garage sale. I think I bought some stuff from Goodwill here and there, and just kind of slowly added up over the years. I think the vast majority of these NES games came from two purchases at yard sales. I want to say I paid $50 ish, 40 to $50 for both, if I remember right. One box was $10 and it came with a system and a whole bunch of games. It came with the NES down there and a whole bunch of games. And another purchase was just a ton of games, and I want to say it was like 30 or $40. Anyway, this is just a sneak peek of what all that is. So these are all the things that I've bought over the years. This will be probably the stuff that I end up selling. I'm trying to decide if I want to have a collection or if I just want to sell. But this is the stuff we've gone through already, which is all the NES games plus a bunch of other crap or other stuff. So once again, wires on top. Got a whole bunch more to go through, and we'll have another video where we get a little bit more in depth later on.